الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وحبيب الخلق أجمعين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وسلم. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا عبده ورسوله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. In the name of loving and living God, the gracious, the merciful, the master of the day of judgment, Al-Awwal, the pre-eternal, and Al-Akhir, the post-eternal, Al-Wadud, the loving, Al-Ghafur, the all-forgiving, the one with grace, Nur al-Samawati wal-Ard, the light of the heavens and the earth, Al-Wahid, Al-Ahad, Al-Fard, Al-Samad, the one and only God, the unique, the transcendent, who is knowledgeable of all things. And therefore I hereby testify that there is no deity worthy of worship, devotion, service, and absolute love except God. Every other form of love is just the outcome of our love for God, the living and the sustainer. And I hereby testify that Muhammad is a messenger of God who was sent to bring about rahmah and mercy unto mankind, unto the human kind, like those who have come before him, from Ibrahim to Jesus to Moses and to so many others. My honored sisters and dear brothers, this is rather an important Friday for so many reasons. One of which, because it comes just a week after one of the best things I have ever done in my life. Been an imam for, I should not be telling you how old I am, being an imam for almost 27 years, this is the best thing I have done, without any doubt. Traveling with young Georgetown boys and girls, or young men and women, Nazif, Bilal, Muaz, Juman, Amna, Amy, Aisha, Fatima, Warda, Nimra, Zainab, and Erva, was quite an experience. I know many of you know I have only 2 GB memory. It's always difficult to remember your names. For the first time, I actually remember the name of everyone. I wrote them down just to make sure I do not forget their names. But I can count them, from Nazif to Bilal, to Muaz, to Warda, to Nimra, to Erva, to Zainab, to Fatima, to Nimra, I think that's all, to Amy. So I remember, because every one of them touched me in so many ways. I called them last week, I call them now, and Amna, I call them now the heroes of Georgetown University, the heroes of American Muslims. Trust me, I do. Because they made my imamship worth doing. These are 12 young American Muslims who chose to change the course of the way Americans see Islam. But they also chose to change the course by which they see themselves, by which they see their identity. students marched from Washington, D.C., the city that is hungry for power, to Parkersburg, West Virginia, to work with Christians to build 2 homes for 2 poor families. As one of the students put it last week, amazingly, like a golden statement. She said, at the end of the day, we all who were building these 2 homes, Christians and Muslims, used the same tools, the same techniques to build the same homes for the same people. We came together to doing good for God's people. My brothers, my sisters, they reminded me of one of the greatest things the Prophet ever said, Prophet Muhammad, upon him be peace. When a man once came to him and said, "Oh Muhammad, listen carefully, summarize Islam to me in an easy way that I can take back to my tribe. Summarize Islam for me." And the Prophet said exactly this. He said, تطعم الطعام وتقرئ السلام على من تعرف ومن لا تعرف. That you feed food and that you greet with peace those you know and those you do not know. And as we said many times before, when the Prophet speaks, he speaks usually briefly, but with so many messages and things to learn. And the order of the sentence is a part of the message of the Prophet. So what did he say? Islam is 2 things. That number 1, not number 2, number 1, you feed food. The sentence sounds crazy a little bit. You're supposed to say feed the hungry. But the Prophet did not say that. He said offer food. And number 2, that you greet those you know and those you do not know with peace. Why does the food come first? That's a message. It is easy to talk. It is difficult to practice. We are not interested, the Prophet is saying, in cheap talk. I need action. It is easy to say to someone, peace be with you. I want to see peace be with you. It is easy to say to someone, I love you. I am not interested in hearing it. I want to see it in action. It is easy to say to someone, I care about you. I want to see it in action. This is the message of the Prophet. Before you talk, practice. Practice love. Put it in action. Make it become a part of your agenda. This is why the ayah in Surah As-Saf, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لما تقولون ما لا تفعلون. Oh, you who claim to be of faith, why is it that you say what you do not do? So I am not interested in the politics of read my lips. I am interested in the politics of see my agenda in practice. This is the challenge of Islam. The challenge to Muslims. Don't claim Islam to be a message of peace unless you put it to action. Don't claim Islam to be a religion of love. Put that to action. Don't claim Islam to be a message of inclusion. Put it to action. So this is number one message from the Prophet. Action, speak loud. Number two, the Prophet said, offer food. He did not say to whom, because it does not really matter. You don't only feed the poor, you also feed the rich. You don't only take care of the least advantaged, but also those who are well advantaged. So the message of love is supposed to reach out to all people, the rich and the poor, the close and the far, the Muslim and the non-Muslim, those who are near and those who are far away. This is the message of Islam, that you feed all people. This is Islam. I say this to Muslims, that you feed all people. You care about all people. You do not distinguish between the people in the love you show, in the caring you give. The Prophet did not say feed the hungry only. Open up to all. The third message of that word is this. Before I talk to you, I want to show you that I care about your very existence. Because with food comes what? Survival. As if the Prophet is telling us to care about the survival of all people. Because with Assalamu alaikum, you can tell all people you care about them. But with feeding, تطعم الطعام, you tell people, before I even preach you about Islam, I want to show it to you in action. In action. All the people. And I care about your survival. By the way, this term survival is the core message of Sharia. The 5 objectives of Sharia, maqasid al-Sharia, are 5. All of which start with the term hifd, which means to safeguard and protect. The safeguarding and the protection of all people's right to religion, the safeguarding, the protection of the human survival, the safeguarding of the protection of the honor and dignity of all people, the safeguarding of people's right to accumulate wealth, the safeguarding and the protection of the land. It's about one term, safeguarding and protecting. The word nasl means the survival of the human race. This is why the ayah says, وَمَنْ أَحْيَا نَفْسًا فَكَأَنَّمَا أَحْيَا النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا. If you bring to life one soul, it will be as if you have brought to life all of humanity. So this is the message of the hadith. For those who came late, we started with the message of a man coming to the Prophet, asking him to summarize Islam for him. And the Prophet summarized Islam in 2 terms. تطعم الطعام وتقرئ السلام على من تعرف ومن لا تعرف. That you cater for all people and you greet all people with peace. My sisters and brothers, yes, I am proud. I'm proud of Nazif, our hero. I'm proud of Bilal, I'm proud of Muaz, I'm proud of Warda, I'm proud of Amna, I'm proud of Zainab, I'm proud of Erva, I'm proud, just to make sure, of Amy, I'm proud of Joman, I'm proud of Fatima, I'm proud of everyone of you. You are the best of Georgetown University. You are the best of the MSA. You are the best of American Muslims. Because you chose to practice Islam in the right way. You traveled when you were supposed to be having fun in Miami or in Los Angeles, as many of your peers do, I know that. Many of your friends are from Georgetown ended up on the beaches of Florida or South Carolina or Georgia or California. You chose to practice your weekend in service, in the cold, not only in the cold, in the snow, in the first day. When Nimra and Aisha, I think, and Juman, or I think Zainab, were on the ladder, actually putting siding on the house. It was snowing really heavy. And as the caretaker of these kids, you know, if anything happens to them, I'll end up maybe losing my job. I really wanted them to get off and go home. But there's no way can do it. These are true Muslims. This is the true message of Islam. That you feed, that you care about the survival of people, and that you greet with peace and love those you know and those you do not know. I urge all of you to make your life worth something by greeting our heroes after Salat al-Jum'ah. I wanted to greet these heroes of ours. I wanted to tell them we love them. They are the best. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه.